Well, thank you. I'll introduce the group. That was a piece written by our pianist, Lisa Rickard. And Lisa has written all kinds of great things for us. And so we really have appreciated it. And Lisa grew up in Newcastle, partly. Yeah, partly. So not far from here. And this is Blake McGee, who's playing 2 different clarinets for you. And I would encourage you to ask questions. You know, don't be afraid to raise your hand and say, "What is that?" or something like that. And
You know.
yeah, I know what it is, but in case you don't, he'll be glad to tell you. And I'm Rod Garnett, and I'm just happy to be here playing music with my friends and playing music for all of you. We're going to go on with another piece that Lisa wrote called Misty Morn in May.
something we worked on almost 10 years ago, written by Percy Granger, and he wrote it as a band piece called Molly on the Shore, as a sort of example of Irish music. And Rod was played in an Irish band for a very long time, so I thought when we first started together, I got to find an Irish piece, and this is the only one I knew. I kind of put together an arrangement where the flute light would kind of exchange things, and I wanted to do it on bass clarinet, because how often do you hear Irish bass clarinet playing? So it's sort of a bass clarinet feature in that way, and it's fast and fun and furious and a little bit scary.
Molly was too hard on that read, okay. Well, we're going to go on to a piece that Lisa wrote. Did you write this for Beethoven? Yeah. I don't know if any of you have ever been able to go to Beethoven for the vertical dance performances. Yeah, pretty amazing. I know you've been there. And this is where the dance department at the University of Wyoming goes outdoors, and they go to Beethoven on those huge rock formations, and they somehow they convince the freshman dance majors that it's okay to hang on ropes and dance. And so they attach them to climbing ropes, and they have a crew that makes sure it's safe and makes it work. And it's pretty spectacular. And they've always set us up on the rocks to play music. And Dave does sound for us, and we, the last time we all played together, we were on a ledge that was maybe 60 feet up.
Yeah,
about that wide, and so it was pretty spectacular. But this is, yeah.
What's the problem with that one?
Yeah, Blake still wakes up in the middle of the night thinking about that.
My mouth just fell off the edge and kept going.
Yeah. And so Lisa wrote this for a dance performance. This is called River Runs.
Where is home for you guys?
Well, that's a good question. 10 years ago, or 11 years ago, 12 years ago, we've all been in Laramie for a long time. I lived there for 25 years. Dave and Lisa have lived there, I hate to even think, 30 years. And Blake's lived there for a long time as well.
11 years.
And Liam, what's that?
I said 11 years.
11 years. He knows that. It's good. And I lived overseas for a year. I lived in the Republic of Moldova, which is bordered by Ukraine and Romania. When I came back, I just kind of thought about who I'd like to play music with, and Blake and Lisa and I got together, and in some ways this has been kind of our refuge, playing this kind of music together and with friends, and for a long time, and it's really nice. And so when I retired from the university, I moved to Spearfish, South Dakota, to be with my grandchildren, actually my son as well, but they all live up there. And so today we came at Lusk for both ends. So yeah, these guys live in Laramie and I live in South Dakota.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, our pleasure. Yeah, thanks for having us. We do it about any time. It's just so much fun to get together and play, and especially to play for you all. We're going to play now a classical piece. Actually, it's not from the classical era, but it's from the 20th century, called Two Interludes by a French composer named Jacques Ibert. And we just think it's really quite nice. Two Interludes by Jacques Ibert. So you'll hear a slower one and then a faster one. J.S. Bach's eldest son. But we're going to do some different things with it. We're going to play it our way.
Brought it into this.
Yeah, that's right.
What's that political? I haven't seen the curve in it
I think I
before.
know what flute that was.
What's it?
What kind of flute that was.
Oh, so yeah, this is an alto flute.
Oh.
And you can see that if it was straight, it would be quite a bit longer than this one. And when you look at a mandolin, the alto is quite a bit larger inside. And so, you know, it's made to play low, and the curve makes it a bit easier to hold, and it brings the sound closer to my ears, so it really has some advantages. So the curve is intentional.
Okay.
You see how smack the person next to you.
Yeah, it's a good question.
He's probably thought about it.
Yeah. some CDs. I don't know how many of you have bought a new car and been very upset that it didn't have a CD player. I have, but anyway. But if you still have CD players, and even if you don't, you're welcome to buy some from us. So I think we have them after the show. We can.
Oh yeah, you can also look in the back of my mom's car. There's a bunch of
I
these
got
CDs
those.
in there. There's a bunch of this.
Well, we're going to do a pretty much a new piece by Lisa. Lisa wrote this, I guess, a couple of years ago. A really beautiful, beautiful piece called Winter Moon. And I would suggest you go out tonight and enjoy the moon. My wife Sandy and I stayed in Lusk overnight not too long ago, and there was a meteor shower, and so we drove out north, and sat there and watched the meteors. It was super fun. So this is, as you know, a great place to see the winter sky. So Winter Moon by Lisa Rickard. Gonna play another piece by Lisa. This is called Piper's Dream. Lisa to maybe say a little bit about herself and to play a solo. This is a wonderful solo because it was written by a piano player for a jazz flute player, but there's no flute part. So I like that. So we're going to let Lisa play a solo called Waltz for Allie, and maybe just say a little about herself and her experiences. And, yeah.
Oh, goodness. Well, what can I say? What do you say about yourself, right? I started playing when I was just a tiny child, and I fell in love with it. But the most fun I ever have is when I get to play with my friends, which is how I ended up writing so many pieces. These guys just inspire me to want to find ways to write pieces we've never done before. So it's been super fun to do that together and grow in that over the years and play together. So, and this is a piece Rod came up with, and it was just so delightful. So I'd like to play it for you. Waltz for Allie.
Well, again, I want to say thanks to Debbie for hosting us and to this wonderful church. I mean, what a beautiful place, and this great old piano that's put up with us doing all kinds of interesting things, and it's been delightful. And to all of you for being here this afternoon. We have one more piece to play, and you know, as you may have guessed, we like to fool around with music. You know, there's not a lot of music written for a flute and clarinet and piano. There is some, but we like to invent our own. So we're going to play one movement by a piece by Peter Schickele. How many of you guys know who Peter Schickele was? He's the guy that invented PDQ Bach, who was, I don't know if he really was one of Bach's sons, but anyway, he would go around the country and he did these hilarious, wonderful, humorous, very musical shows where he would pretend to be a radio announcer during Beethoven's Fifth, you know, and that kind of stuff. And so, but he also wrote some wonderful music, and we really like this one. This movement is simply called Variations, and you might hear some familiar melodies, but it's hard to be sure. Anyway, thanks again for being here this afternoon, and we're going to send you out on a lively note.
Thank you.
cheeks are smiling so
Oh, good. Well, thanks so much.
Thank you.